So you've decided to book your cruise, and now you're trying to decide, is the drink package really worth it? Maybe yes, maybe no. Hey, I'm Leslie from Global Getaways, and I'm here today to share some tips and information with you so you can decide if the drink package is your best value or if you're better off saying, no, thank you. So if you're new to cruising, you might be wondering, what even is a drink package? A drink package is a prepaid daily allowance for things like certain cocktails, beverages, sodas, specialty coffees, bottled water, that you pay in advance of your cruise, and then you're covered while you're on board. Okay. And so it's a daily amount. So, say for instance, it's $49 a day. And then it's for each day of your cruise. So if you're on a cruise for 7 days, it's going to be $49 for each of the 7 days. If it's going to be, if you're on a 10-day cruise, 49 times 10, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it's for every day of your cruise. Okay. You don't get it for like 2 or 3 days. It's for the duration of your cruise. And then you usually pay for it when you, like I said, when you book your cruise, but it could be any time up to before sailing. And so some people like this because then it's covered. Like they've paid it, they're done. They don't have to worry about that amount of money being on their account at the end of the cruise. But some people are like, no, I don't really drink that much. I'm going to be okay with the pay as you go and then square up their shipboard account at the end of their cruise. One thing that's really important to know about the drink packages is not everything on the menu may be covered by the package that you chose. So instead, it's more like a price per drink is covered. So if you purchase a premium package, then likely everything's covered. If you purchase one of the lower packages, then you would just have to pay that difference. So for example, maybe your package covers wine up to $8 a glass, but you order a $10 glass of Prosecco one day, you're just gonna have to pay $2. $2 is gonna be added to your shipboard account. The first eight's covered. Whatever's over that eight will be added to your shipboard account. So that's a really important thing to remember. Not the entire menu. The entire menu may not be included in your package, but you just have to pay the difference. So cruise lines often offer different levels of packages. They can be right from anything from like just a soda package to a soda and non-alcoholic package. And then you might get like your standard alcohol package right up to premium alcohol package. And then depending on which package you choose determines, what is basically free on board. Okay, you've paid for it in advance, it's free on board. So if you have the premium package, often that includes everything except for maybe some really high end, like things like really like top scotches or really high value wines. So those you still might have to pay extra. But whereas the standard drink package is going to give you like maybe say like up to $8 or $10 a drink, the premium package is going to be more like $12 to $14 a drink. Okay, so that's what you're covered for. So depending on what your preferences are, you really need to look at what's included in the package to make sure you're covered. Okay, how do you decide which package is for you? That's just going to be a little bit of math. You don't have to be exact, but just kind of give it an estimate. So let's go back to the $49 a day. Okay, if you're doing $49 a day is what your drink package costs, you think you're going to be like 3 or 4 beers a day, maybe a glass of wine at dinner, a few sodas, a few bottled water, probably it's going to be worth value. If you're like, no, I would just like to have a glass of wine at dinner, maybe a soda during the day, but I'm usually fine with water, then you're probably going to be okay just doing the pay as you go. The pay as you go is that each time you order a drink, the drink's going to get charged to your shipboard account. It's a cashless society. You're not going to be paying up front. You're not going to be paying the bartender each time you order a drink. It's just going to go on your account, and you can go to customer relations at any time and pay that. It does have to be paid before you disembark from the ship, though. So that's the like quick and easy way to figure it out. Is kind of estimate. Okay, I'm going to maybe drink this much each day. Does it come close? But a couple things that are really important to keep in mind are, and this is personal experience too, we found when we're cruising like the warmer climates, we definitely drink a little bit more than if we're cruising the cooler climates. And then also, like, how much time are you spending ashore? Because you might think, oh, it's going to be easy. I only need 3 or 4 or 5 drinks a day, no problem. But what happens on the days when you're at shore for like 10 hours or something like that? So you need to factor in your itinerary into deciding if the drink package is for you as well. Because if you're going to be spending long days at shore, anytime you're off the boat, you're not going to be utilizing your package. So just keep that in mind as well. Okay, now some cruise lines are starting to bundle packages. So you don't just get the drink package. The drink package is not just standalone. Now they're starting to come with like bundles, which would be the drink package, Wi-Fi, specialty dining, gratuities, all rolled into one. So now you can decide, okay, maybe there is some value to it, but maybe no, still not going to drink enough. It matters. So I'll just pay for everything separately. So those are some things to consider as well. Also with those bundles, maybe you don't want Wi-Fi. Maybe you're like, no, man, I'm cutting off for like the 7 days I'm gone, and I'm just going to enjoy some quiet time away from society, away from the internet. So those are some things to factor in too. But if you're going to use Wi-Fi and you're going to use the drink package, like the bundles may absolutely be for you. So watch for those as well, because certain cruise lines are starting to offer those. Do you need a drink package? Absolutely, you don't. The bottom line is you're going to pay for it one way or another. You're either going to pay for it up front or you're going to pay for it at the end of your cruise. Some people do like paying for it up front because then there's no surprises at the end of the cruise and they know they're going to get their value out of it. So it absolutely is a no-brainer. For other people, maybe paying at the end of your cruise isn't a big deal, like the pay as you go and then squaring up at the end of the cruise, no big deal. Maybe you're just don't think you're going to get the value out of the package, so you'll just see how it goes. We've done it both ways and both have worked fine. So there is no right or wrong answer. It's what's the best value for you. And something else to keep into consideration is, as for non-alcoholic drinks, the ship provides filtered water, coffee, tea, often iced tea or lemonade, juices that are pretty much available to you 24/7 in the buffet, but also at lounges. You can often get just like ship water or coffee or tea or something like that. Some ships allow you to bring 2 bottles of wine on without paying a corkage fee. Sometimes you can bring more than 2 bottles of wine on. You just have to pay the corkage fee. Check that in your cruise contract to see what the rules are. Some ships you can pre-order bottled water, soda, spirits, beer to your cabin before your cruise. And I'm not talking about the room service menu. I'm talking about actually being able to pre-order so that it's in your cabin. So again, check if your cruise line allows you to do that. Sometimes that's an easy way to go about it if you just don't think you're going to get the value out of a package, but you like the idea of having everything paid for up front. I mean, that's an option too. So no, it's definitely not required, but those are the points. Usually people who get the most value out of it also like to have things paid up front and then it's just done. And otherwise, you just pay for it at the end of your cruise. So what are you going to do to decide if there's enough value in a drink package for you? First of all, is it bundled? Are you going to get value out of what it comes bundled with? Or is it better to just pay for everything individually? For the drink package, are you going to be on board enough that you're going to get the value out of how many drinks per day you would need to kind of like that break even point? If you're going to be on shore a lot, then maybe not. Also, again, if you like paying for it up front versus paying for it at the end, those are most of the factors that are involved with deciding if the drink package is for you or not. So and one other thing I just wanted to mention, because I think this is really important too, is if you book and there's a promo like an onboard credit promo, or you book through an agency, because us agents, we have access to some onboard credit promotions. Those can be used towards your onboard account as well. So if you and your cabin mate each get like 100 or 200 or whatever in shipboard credits, you can use those towards whatever you purchase on board. And so maybe that goes towards your cocktails instead of a drink package. So something to keep in mind. And as always, if you have questions, reach out to your advisor. Here at Global Getaways, that's part of what we do. We help you decide where you're going to get the best value, and we're here to help you go through all those questions and determine, like, is the drink package for me? Or, what's my best value? So make sure to click the follow button, because we're coming to you with lots of great travel tips. And if you're ready to look at booking a cruise, follow the link, find one of our Global Getaway advisors because we're here to help you. So have a wonderful day, and until next time, bon voyage.